Yo, what's going on? What's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So in this video, I want to tell you guys that sex in your relationship, right, or in the relationship is your responsibility to make it happen. Okay, before I get into the rest of this video, I want to tell you guys, I want you guys to understand that first, when it comes to sex between you and your woman, right, consent is important. Both of you should want it before it happens. It shouldn't be anybody doing it with the other person not wanting it. So I just want to get that out the way for the morons right now. What I want to tell you guys is this, is that when I say that sex is the man's job to make it happen in the relationship, what I'm saying is that you have to manage that situation in your relationship, right? And the reason why I say this is because you're going to be in situations where you are in a relationship, you have a girlfriend or whatever, you have a wife and all this other stuff. And a lot of guys have noticed this or have gone through this where it seems like you want sex more than your girl, right? You ever notice that? It seems like the woman would want it less, you understand, than the guy. Now, in some situations, that happens because the woman is not really that sexually attracted to the guy she's in a relationship with, right? But what you guys got to understand is this, is that what really goes down is that when a woman is, in a relationship, right, she gets really comfortable and sometimes she just doesn't feel like having sex. Now, let me tell you guys something. There are times where a man also feels like not having sex. So some of y'all have been in those situations too, right? Now, a lot of guys will want to have a lot of sex because in their, situation or just in their history of dealing with women, they haven't had a lot of sex. So they're ready to do it at any time. Now, you have guys out there who get sex on a consistent basis and sex is not that hard to get for them. So what happens is that when it comes to sexual activity and also getting sex, they're sort of on the similar level as a woman getting sex, right? So you always hear the thing of women can get, dick anytime they want. There are guys who can get vagina anytime he wants, right? So what will happen is that sometimes you're in a relationship, and let's say you are the type of guy who can get sex easily, and sex is not a big deal for you, or it's never really been a big deal. There are going to be times where you're not even in the mood to have sex, right? Now, there are times where guys who don't get sex a lot or is just a regular average guy may also not be in the mood, right? What I'm telling you is that your woman sometimes won't have sex because she's not in the mood. But even if you're not in the mood as a man, you still need to have sex, meaning you need to schedule time for you and your woman to have sex. You understand what I'm saying? So what that means is that you got to make sure you're maintaining and managing your relationship when it comes to sexual activity. Because what will happen is that if your girl's like, well, she's not in the mood, and then you just fall back and don't address it, or you don't actually have a conversation about, okay, cool, let's do this time, or let's spend time to make this happen, then what's going to happen is you're going to end up in a sexless relationship, like a sexless marriage or a sexless, boyfriend-girlfriend situation. And that'll occur because you are just letting her saying she's not in the mood to affect the situation. And so you can't do the same thing. So if you're not in the mood, you still have to find time to make this happen, even if you're not in the mood. Why? Because what will happen is that if you don't basically manage the sex, which means that you might have to schedule sex sometimes. Yes, you have to do this because sex has to happen, to keep the relationship going. And if you do like your woman and not have sex just because you're not in the mood, then what's going to happen is that you're doing the same thing as her and you are potentially ruining the relationship. Because what happens is this, is that if a guy is in a relationship with a woman and she doesn't want to have sex and she continuously says she's not in the mood, they're not going to have sex. Because they're not having sex, he's going to feel frustrated and angry or whatever it is. And then that could ruin the flow of the relationship. But this is why you as a man, you have to manage the situation and you have to make sure sex happens. Right now, if you're in a situation where your woman is always, oh, I'm not in the mood, let's try tomorrow, next week, and sex is not happening, it's been 3-4 months, you need to get rid of that woman, you need to end the relationship. But what I'm saying is that you still have to be the one who is managing these situations. Which means that if sex isn't happening or things are getting in the way of sex between you and your woman, you have to schedule this in. You have to say, listen, this Tuesday coming up, we fucking. You have to do this. You understand? So you can't just let this shit not happen, and you cannot let shit not happen because you're not in the mood also. Do you see what I'm saying? This is why you have to lead. Because a woman is just going to feel how she feels and not want to do it because she feels how she feels, and she thinks this is not affecting the actual relationship. You know it's affecting the relationship because you're not having sex. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes what'll happen is that there'll be situations where the woman wants to have sex, the guy's not in the mood, and that's also fucking up the relationship because she wants to have sex too. But remember, you're the leader, so she's waiting on you. But if your girl keeps saying she's not in the mood and you just let that be a thing, then your relationship's going to end. It's going to be ruined because you're going to be frustrated in that situation. So what you have to do is you have to have a talk with your woman. Let her know we have to have sex even if we have to schedule it. Sex has to happen. Now, again, like I said at the beginning, there's no forcing anything. There's none of that type of stuff. If it gets to the point where you're in a situation and your woman does not want to have sex with you, or she keeps talking about, oh, well, I'm not in the mood and all this other stuff, and it becomes an issue, you need to get rid of her, find you a new woman. But at the end of the day, you as the man, you're responsible for making sex happen in your relationship, even if you have to schedule that motherfucker, all right? So that's pretty much it. Listen, guys, if you need any help, hit me up at shoplocario.com and badboymembership.com. I'll holler at y'all later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. I'm out.